It's Gary here, and I wanted to share with you a bunch of database reactivation messages that I've had sent to me, and then why you shouldn't do it this way, and then tell you how you can do things much better as well. So most database reactivation messages, they fail before you've got the reply, okay? We want database reactivation messages to feel like a real text, not a campaign blast. So people look at these and just go, well, why am I going to reply to this? They're not clear on who the sender is. There's like a real marketing tone in most of the messages that people send out. So it's too hard to scan, like they write these big long messages and it's not conversational. If it feels like a blast, people will treat it like a blast and they will just ignore you. So here's the first one here, and I'm going to show you, these are messages that I've actually received. So I got these on my phone and I thought I would save these to share and just show you some of the things that people are sending out and like why these are bad, okay? So first of all, the name, all right? I mean, it says, hi, Jag Digital. Now that is one of our company names. It's not my name, so it's not addressed to me. So that's not really great. I would rather a message comes to me, not to my company. They didn't get the capitalization right on here, so it just doesn't look very professional right at the start anyway. There's no clear sender. I don't know who this is from. I've never received a text from this number before. It's like just one text that came in. So I have no clue who this is from. It says, my team and I help creators manage their video production workflows by providing professional editing for all formats. With 5 dedicated editors, we can handle high volume while ensuring every video meets a high standard. Let me know if you're looking to offload some of your editing tasks. Who are you? Why are you texting me? Like, I've no idea how you got my number. Have we interacted before? Have I opted in for something? I don't know who you are. And then it's like a really long text block as well. Like, I see this, we want to scan stuff, right? We're pretty lazy as humans and we just take snippets of information. That's a big block of text for me to read. And it just feels like it's something that's been pasted in. It's not personal. Like, why would I ever reply to this? So let's look at the next one. Now, this one, they've got things a little bit better. Okay, so this is, hi Gary, got free add-ons and snapshots for you. That is right. With every expert of you, get the access to our library, which contains tons of add-ons and snapshots. Interested? All right. Okay, well, they got one thing right. They got my name right. Okay, so hi Gary. Great. Okay, introduced to me. Now, obviously, the grammar in that is not very, very good. With every expert of you, get the access to. Not great. Not very brilliant grammar in there. But again, I don't know who this is from. There's no sender ID on here, okay? So it's an unknown number to me. I'd had never received another text from them, might have interacted with them. Maybe it's a company I've dealt with in the past. Maybe it's someone we opted in with. Maybe I had a sales call with someone. No idea. But they're not telling me who they are. So no idea who this is. And there's no context. Like, why now? Like, why are you texting me now? Did I follow up with you before? Did I show some interest in something? Like, why are they sending me? So they kind of got a real weak setup on this as well. Like, I mean, they did well, got my name. They were asking a question at the end going, are you interested? I guess that's something. So they are actually encouraging me to reply to them, but pretty poor quality here. So let's look at our next one. Now, this one's one of my favorites. All right. Now, this is actually showing 2 texts that I received, and I'd forgotten about the first one because that was several months ago. So you can see here, this is back in March. Now, we're actually, the date here now, it's the end of May. So it's the end of May at the moment. So that was pretty much 2 months ago. So 2 months ago, I got this text, and it's not personalized. Where this is blurred out, we've blurred out the names to protect the innocent of the business, right? So they've got their business ID in there, but so we know who it's from, but it's not personalized to me. So they sent me this text, business in location now, and get 4 weeks free, save over 200, offer ends 31st of the 3rd, reply yes to get started. Okay, so very clearly a marketing text, and I just wanted to see, well, what if I reply no? So I actually replied no when I received that back in March, and then yesterday it was, I actually got a follow-up from them. So they completely ignored my reply, and 2 months later they just tried to send me basically the same offer again. Okay, this time they did actually get my name in there, so I've got some personalization. They spelt my name wrong, but yeah, I'll forgive them. I'm not really sure how they got my details anyway. I've never actually been to this location, so I don't know how they got it. And again, this is just a marketing message. This is just nothing. It's not from anyone. It's not from the owner of the business. It's obviously trying to get me in to do something, but they ignored my reply the first time. They've sent me the same offer again. It's just a huge failure in terms of, like, this is just a marketing blast. They'll pick up some, but they could do so much better with some customization and personalization here. So let's look at our final example. Now, this one, No personalization again. So there's no name in here. So this isn't to me. This is just all about the business. This is about them and their month end battery sale. Okay. So it's some solar company, right? So it's all about them, not about me at all. Not asking whether I need it, not asking whether I'm interested. I may have engaged with these people before at some point because we built a house. Well, we built a house over a couple of years, obviously, as you do. So we're doing quotes for stuff. I may have engaged with them at some time, but they're not asking me anything at all. It's all about them, really. So, and they've got so many actions on here as well. If you look at the end here, reply yes or call. Here's the link, stop to opt out. Okay. So it looks like a blast. It looks like a blast. They've got a link in the first message as well, which we would always say is a big no-no. Don't ever put links in your first message. Inquire with people whether or not they want to actually engage with you. And then obviously this stop to opt out, it looks like a marketing message. So it's very, very clear that this is a marketing message. So could be done much, much simpler, like a simple question first and then ask for the details later would be a much better way to do that. So let's look at an example that could be a lot better than this. So here's a better example of what a database reactivation text could look like. So nice and easy. So use their first name, okay? And then say who it's from. So hi, Gary, it's Sarah from ABC Solar. Give them some context. Ask them why. Still looking at battery options. Maybe, obviously, if a person was being texted about batteries, then they were clearly looking at them before. So we're just asking a very simple question. Someone's just touching base to say, hey, you're still looking at options? It's Sarah here from ABC Solar. Are you still looking at battery options? Okay, so that's it. We just want to do that. We want to engage with that person and make them feel like someone's actually reached out to them. And then if someone replies, still interested, again, AI, bot, that's a whole other conversation on doing all that. Can take this over and say, perfect, you want the details here or a quick call. AI bots can take that over, they can book them into a call, someone else can take care of that. But we can see what a difference this is, just as a very simple example here, compared to these guys trying to get pressure in terms of it's all about us, there's a rush, we've got limited install capability, get in here now, just not engaging at all. Whereas a nice question will get some engagement, get some conversation going. You might find out some really interesting things. A bot can take care of all of that and it can qualify everything as well. So engage first, send the offers after, and you will do much better with your database. Now, if you want to do database reactivations properly, stop sounding like spam, start real conversations, go and check out our free training here at myCRMSIM.com/DBR-free-training. You'll find everything you need in there. We will give you workflows. We've got GPTs that will write all the messages as well. You can get these set up and running in myCRMSIM within an hour very, very easily for you or for your clients. So go and check that out. We would love to see you there. If you have any questions, pop them below and we'll get back to you there as well.